Very good afternoon, ma'am, and very good afternoon to
Good afternoon.
very good afternoon to everyone. Hi, this is Bharat, and we are currently with Dr. Kanupriya ma'am, who is the head of school for local school of management,
Local School of Business and
business
Commerce.
and commerce. Uh, uh, Ma'am, we'll just redo this, okay? I'm very sorry I missed the school's name.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Bharat Prakash Gupta, and today here with us is Dr. Kanupriya ma'am. She is the head of school for the local school of business and commerce. Let's hear it from Kanupriya ma'am. Ma'am, a very good evening and a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Bharat.
So, ma'am, actually, first of all, before starting with a couple of questions, I would like to, I would like our viewers to know more about you.
Yes, Bharat, actually, I did my graduation way back in 2003. And after that, I got married. And then post marriage, I resumed my studies. So I did my MBA from HPTI Kanpur in 2011. And then I did my PhD from Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. So after the PhD, since I'm based in Saharanpur, so I chose Global University to be my mentor for starting my teaching career. So I joined here as assistant professor, and after 4 years of experience at Global, then I was promoted to be the head of the school. So I have been heading the school from the last semester, and all the activities of the school are being done. So that is it.
That's a great thing to know, ma'am. Most of the people, after marriage or sometimes people don't even think about studying further. But that's a great thing. That's a great step you have taken towards, because it's the desire more or less to get into education, to complete your education, to move further with. And thanks to you for doing that and being an example to most of the people who are thinking of it but can't fight it. And so
well, I think my family deserves a bigger credit to it, who have been always very supportive and always motivated me to move ahead. So I'll definitely want to contribute it to my family.
That's very thoughtful of you ma'am, towards the family. And I agree with you that obviously the family has to be supportive in these steps.
Right.
Apart from your own dedication, yes, it needs to be there. Ma'am, you said that you have been working here. Then you got promoted to the HOS. So after that, what has been your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
See, there are different types of leadership styles, but me as a person has always been of the opinion that you should always be with the people, not above the people. So I have always been a participative kind of leader, wherein I always value the inputs that my team brings onto the table. I give them the freedom to exercise and to go ahead and take the risky decisions if they want to, and to work on the results that they want to drive out. So I have always worked as a part of the team than being a particular leader to them. Of course, I'm always there as a back to the team if any of the problem arises or if any of the tough decisions has to be taken, and if they are to be presented on the higher management to the higher management. So I always work as a support system, but I do always encourage people to come ahead and take the lead.
Wow, ma'am, that's one of the qualities of the leader, that he or she leads by example, and working with the team, leading with an example. That's a great thing you're doing with the team. I wish you all the best for that. So, ma'am, I would like to know since management is very, most of the things are coming in every day. So, have you introduced any new programs in the college? And if yes, please give
Yes,
us some highlights
definitely.
of the same.
Definitely. Um, Although we were running the specializations in HR, finance, and marketing, that has been the foundation for every MBA program. But you will have to agree with me that times have been very challenging and the things are changing at a very quick pace. So, a management person who has to look after the whole organization, be it any role or any capacity, the person has to look after every nitty-gritties. So if the person is not sharp enough to understand that what is the problem, the root cause of the problem that is leading to the downfall of the business, or what is the main thing that will contribute to the success of the organization, then that management degree does not deserve an applaud. So with that basic thought, we have always tried to bring into the latest new courses on the platform, and we've keeping this COVID situation in mind specifically, we brought cybersecurity to the platform. So we introduced MBA in cybersecurity. Then we also have MBA in hospital administration, because health is another area which needs acute planning. A proper supply chain has to be maintained, proper availability of the resources, the right people at the right time, they need to be made available. So we introduced MBA in hospital administration. Along with that, we have MBA on international logistics. We also have MBA in SAP and big data analytics. We have MBA in international business also. So these were the new things that we tried to introduce. And since Global University is based in a rural area with the agriculture as the prominent profession of the people, so we also offer MBA in agribusiness.
Ma'am, that's quite a few programs you have you have included in your syllabus. I would like to mention that the thing with cyber security and big data, these are getting bigger by the day. So that's a great thing.
Right.
That's a great thing for the students who are looking, because this is something which will create job employments later. I think this is something which
Absolutely.
will help out the students after they are done with their studies.
Right.
So, ma'am, I would like to understand, because a thing that the curriculum in India and foreign, they are very differently structured. So,
Right.
in your experience, what can an inbound student, the student who is going to enroll with you, will gain from local university?
See, when we talk about the education, then definitely education should not ever limit you to any specific boundaries of a nation, right? It should equip you with the correct knowledge so that you're able to perform whatever the situation and circumstances you are given to. So, with the Global School of Business and Commerce, we religiously follow a board of advisors who are constantly there with us to help us in our curriculum designing, updating the contents, and offering the latest things to our students. So, in that course, we have advisors from other universities, big industry people, advisors, the corporates, the bureaucrats, we have in our board of advisors. So, with their participation while designing the curriculum, we keep on changing the curriculum and updating it according to the latest requirements of the market. So I think Global School of Business and Commerce keeps itself updated with the latest developments, and whatever changes have to be done are to be done in the curriculum according to the requirement of the time, that are being made within the stipulated time, so that students do not fall back with the connection to the recent developments.
Wow, ma'am, that's something that everyone wants to learn from the best in the industry, and you're getting their opinion on the syllabus. That's a great thing. so that the students are not just ready for the local or Indian market, they are ready for a global market. That's
Because
a great
ultimately,
thing.
these students are what they'll be leading the business world. So they should be ready according to the requirements.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Ma'am, do you have any extracurricular activities and or programs to enhance the skill of the students? Because
Yes.
nowadays we can say that not just the education, not just the bookish knowledge, that is not just
Right.
that's not just enough to suffice in the world.
See, for the management area, it's not just about the knowledge of the books that you need to have. It very much depends upon your personality. The personality of the candidate must reflect his sharpness, his decision taking ability, his intellectual capability. All these things should be reflected by the personality of the candidate. So, definitely, yes, curriculum is always there to be followed. But along with that, we have kept equally paced internal assessment of the candidate, wherein regular presentations are there, case study competitions are there, business plan competitions are there, then activities like participating in other cultural and the sports activities of the university, that is also there regular with the students. And also the students are promoted to do the internships other than the curriculum. Like the curriculum suggests to have a 3 months internship with the industry. But if a student is getting an opportunity to go and work with some organization, then we support the candidate so that he may learn the actual nitty-gritties of the work in some organization. So that is, I think, has brought a lot of change in the personality and the understanding of the students, wherein they can go and learn from the actual business world. And also, I'm proud to say that up till now, it has been a record of our students that they have earned 100% internships and 100% placements every year. I have a wonderful team with me, and every faculty member is equally concerned about every student. So if anyhow there is one or two students who could not procure any placement, then they help the student through and through to get him placed. So it has been a track record for us, and our students have also been like who have been offered from internship to a regular job in the company.
Wow, that's a great support system you have created for the students, so they are actually ready for the real world challenges while they are preparing for the studies. That's something great. Great insight on the placement statistics that that the teachers are doing the best. At least even the teachers are doing their best to get the students placed, because that is something. Because once a student joins a professional course, his basic requirement is to be placed post to that. And let's say if I'm joining a course, I would like to be like to understand what are the placement statistics of the same. And that's a great thing that everyone in local local school of business and commerce is trying to get the students trying to provide the best to the students. Ma'am, I would like to ask one more thing about the placement. That till date, what has been the average package offered to the student, if I may know, and if you can tell me about the highest package offered to the
If we
student.
talk about the Indian companies, that the students who are in India, so the package goes from 2 LPA to up till 8 or 9 LPA. But we have students who have also gone to other countries for their job. So the highest package has also gone up till 18 and 20 LPA.
Well, that's something for the students to look after. That they can at least even decide where will they stand after their education. Ma'am, what are the priorities of the local school of business and commerce over the next 10 years? How are we thinking to develop those?
See, for me, or for the Global School of Business and Commerce, definitely the vision and mission comes from the Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor of the university. So they have been, people have been very dedicated for the society. So definitely the vision comes wherein they need to make good professionals, but along with that, good human beings. So that have been the very basic idea about the education. Then coming specifically for the Global School of Business and Commerce, I as a leader perceive education something which should make you better in your thoughts, in your understanding, in your skills, and your performance. So definitely, yes, we look forward to a better education system. But along with that, what I personally feel is that more emphasis should be on the skill level of the individual. So we are following a education system wherein some curriculum is there, children are taught about it, then the skills are tried to enhance. But as in future, what I want is that the education should move more from the classroom structure to the direct organizational structure, right? So that is the vision that we have, that when the student actually performs on some job profile, then the person should understand what is supply chain or what is strategy or how do you handle your people, the HR skills. So that is the basic vision that we have, that more and more of industry collaboration should happen. And the students, when they leave the college, they should be absolutely ready for the market. So they should have that professionalism in them while they study. So that is the basic vision that we have at GSBC.
Oh, that's a great thing, ma'am. The students already, being a fresher into the industry, they already have 2 years of experience from their college. That's a very great thing, because whenever a student joins the industry, any student, they need time to develop their skills, and this is a good thing that once we inculcate these studies into the practical studies into the curriculum, obviously it will help them a lot, and it will even help them to stand out from the crowd, if we can say
Absolutely. Even the industries would have an advantage that they won't have to spend their time and resources on training the people, because the people would already be trained. So the resumption of the work can be done as and when people join.
Yeah.
So even this is a win-win situation for both of them.
Indeed, because most of the industries even take at least 1 to 2 months training for each individual whenever they're joining, and it is an added expense for them. So this is obviously a win-win for both of them. But ma'am, there's one thing that the competition in the market has become so high that it is actually very, it is even stressful for some people, apart from being so much competitive. So how do you guide the students to survive in this kind of scenario?
Say, even if you put a diamond among the stones, do you think the diamond would lose its luster? Definitely not. Definitely not. So same is the thing that we tell to our students, that your personality should have such a magnetism, such an appeal for the rest of the people. Your intellect should speak out of your tongue, that the people will understand and they'll value you as and when they interact with you, right? And another thing, that stage may also come later on, because for that you need a basic communication. But before that, like we have business incubation labs, we have entrepreneurship development cell in our university. So when you have these things, then you are already giving a platform to the people to do some entrepreneurial activities. So once they are starting their own entrepreneurial venture, then ultimately the people would come to know about it, that yes, this student has done this while he was taking the education. It would get reflected in your CV and it would get reflected through your market. So definitely, yes, the competition would be slaughtered there because you already are prepared for the business world, right? So that is the way that we tell to students, we need not follow the red ocean strategy, but we have the blue ocean strategy to deal with it.
That's a great thing. Putting them already start even from the start of his of their profession, the students stand out, and that's a great thing, I think, for the students, that basically this will help them choose a better college. May I know, how does the curriculum of the local School of Business and Commerce ensures the industry best practices?
As I already told you, we have a board of advisors for that. And whenever we discuss all the changes for every session, in the beginning of every session, we have this board of studies meeting, wherein there are participants from the industry, from the academia, external experts are there. So with the help of their feedback, that what are their requirements from a particular position, what type of skills they want from the people, we take their feedback, and according to that, the curriculum is designed. Right. So in that way, the collaboration happens, and we ensure that the curriculum is up to date according to the industry requirements.
That's a great thing, ma'am. Basically, again, bringing in the experts, and then and asking them for their advice, that okay, this is something, now the world is changing, and this is how you tell us how should we prepare the students so that they are ready for the battle.
Right.
Ma'am, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students who are looking for to go for a business and commerce program?
Yes, I would like to give a very small advice to our youth, and I would bring that advice from the Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya has been known to be a very balanced and a very successful administration by the Lord Rama. Now, the ideology behind Lord Rama's reign was that nobody is monitoring you, because you yourself is monitoring your work. Right? Every person, the work that he was designated, he used to perform it with utmost credibility, responsibility, and with sincerity. Also, whatever work was being done, it was not being done for the promotion of the self, but it was being done for the upliftment and welfare of the society around you. So whenever you do any work with a commitment to yourself that you'll be helping out others, you'll be doing the benefit of others, and you would be doing your work with utmost sincerity, that there should be no need of external monitoring, then I think all the things will fall in place by themselves, and everybody will be contributing positively for the growth of the society. So that is the basic advice I want to give to every youth. You may be of any stream, of any educational background, and you may be in any profession, but you do your work with full dedication and sincerity, and always try to uplift the people around you, and you will never fall back. So that is the idea that I want to give to the youth.
That's one a great thing you said, that when you work not for your own to build your own self up, but for the upliftment of a society as a whole. Because this is something, if we teach this to students, if this is known to them, they'll actually work for something making the environment a bit more positive. That's a very
Right.
great thought, ma'am. Ma'am, we are very pleased. We here at College Dunia, and many of the students are pleased to have this session with you. Many thanks to you
Thank
for taking out time from your schedule.
I'm equally honored, Bharat. People have lot many things to say these days, but there's nobody to listen. So you listened to me patiently, and you valued it. So I'm thankful to it, and I'm honored by your kind words.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I too am very honored to have a conversation with you.